Oh man, I didn't intend on y'all catching me dancing. Hey, I'm super excited. Today we got my buddy Miguel Pineda. I hope I said his name right. If not, I don't think I said it right. Did I say it right? He's in the green room. Did I say it right, Miguel? All right, kind of sort of. I think I got it right. But welcome to Leaders Lead the podcast. On this podcast, I'm bringing amazing leaders, influencers, CEOs, and people that I'm just straight up inspired by every single Thursday and Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't let the label on this show fool you. We're not talking about all of the corporate BS. What we're doing is we're talking about the leader within. I'm talking to leaders, and we're talking about subjects that you don't normally hear when you talk about a business show. I want to know, first of all, when I look at a leader, I want to know what they've been through. I want to know what they've overcome. I want to know what are the biggest challenges in their life right now, because we have this facade, especially in corporate America, that your leader is just this fearless person and their life is perfect, right? Imagine if we peeled the onion back and we like really got to the nitty gritty with some of the people that we look up to. We wouldn't judge ourselves so harshly, right? This leader that I'm bringing on the show this week, I've admired him from afar, and I'll be real with y'all. I look at his content and I'm like, man, how do I level up to that? The clarity on that is just insane. Some of my friends that are watching this right now, y'all know how I am with clarity. I'm always trying to get the best, trying to be the best, and it's not a competition thing. It's just I want to provide quality. And that's what this dude is about. Every time I see his content, I'm just like, man, it's so freaking amazing. So check out this clip from his show, Sticky Notes.
T-Pain, when I was taking pictures. Oh my gosh. The most wonderful laugh, like an infectious laugh. And he was super kind to everyone that he interacted with. And I'm like, wow, Hollywood has a weird way of making people seem unapproachable or just totally not human. And I think it's really cool, especially in the field of work that we're in, that we really kind of like we are at ground zero for kind of like all of that stuff. And we've got some really cool things in the pipeline, and like doing some bigger type stuff. And I'm just excited that we can have this one thing that we work on as a team. Like no single person in this company could make that thing happen. No, zero. And that's the emphasis that we put on team here. Is just like when people do even more produced type stuff, we're there as a team, not only to support the individual, but to support each other. Because that's our team culture. That's what we strive to be known for. It's like we're going to be here to help you be the best that you can be. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Welcome to the show, Miguel. Did I mess your name up, bro?
It's all right, man. It's Miguel Pineda.
I can't say that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get it down next time I see you,
Tony.
Bro.
You can't say it yet.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, already freaking dropping the gems, man. Welcome to the show, bro. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Thank you. I've been looking forward to this appearance, and I'm just excited to talk about what we do and share some space with you.
Yeah, no, likewise. Like I said earlier, I've been admiring you from afar, man. I love your content. I love the clarity. I love the fact that y'all don't take yourself too serious, man. Where did that come? Did y'all come in the game with that mindset, or was it something that just developed?
Well, I mean, I think it boils down to the culture that you let happen or foster within the workspace. And, our company is only as successful as the least successful person in our company, So if we're constantly raising each other up, you've got to have a layer of humility too. And, authenticity is a very important thing that, helps us create the best work. But we don't like, I love, in Mexican culture, humor is everything, you know, but I've always been inspired by comedians because they're as authentic as they come, from you name it, like Carol Burnett to Steve Martin to John Leguizamo to Victor Borga. I mean, all these people have always been able, I think, to take a deeper look at life because they do it with a smile. So
Yeah. Who's your favorite comedian?
I think since I was a little kid, it's always been Victor Borga. He was a Danish composer, I believe, piano player. Traditionally does symphonic music, but it was always with comedy. And like he had this funny sketch he had called a phonetic punctuation, where he's making all the noises for punctuation. Used to just crack me up watching PBS as a kid.
Can you do it?
Well, it was like what was it? That was a period, and I don't know. It was just like really physical humor, like it was an exclamation point. And I don't know why that just cracked me up as a kid. I'm a huge fan of physical comedy, sketch, and I've always done improv comedy, and been an actor, and so I've always been inspired by those particular things. So, I mean, I'd say, but each comedian has their own, like physical. Like Robin Williams was miraculous. Jim Carrey, Carol Burnett, like I said, just phenomenal. And of course John Leguizamo, has always been one of my favorite stage actors. So,
wow. Wow, I read in your bio that you were an actor. Yeah, I had no idea that you're an actor. I'm actually in acting school right now.
Oh,
And dude, yeah, it's so life changing. And I'm out of my element, man. I'm really, really uncomfortable. I'm better now. I'm better now. And it's not the acting part, it's the warm-ups, dude. Like,
yeah.
Have you taken a lot of acting classes?
I've done theater throughout my youth, and then got really serious as I got older. I was doing a lot of stuff for film when I was living in Spokane, and I've always tried to stay connected to improv because I think really that I'm sure you've talked with a lot of different leaders about the mindset. The improv mindset is really applicable to corporate life and all of that kind of stuff, because it's really, how do you get to the yes and, like, how do you lead with yes and versus no but. So that's
again for the folks in the back. What was that?
How do you lead with yes and instead of no but? Because yes affirms somebody else's concept, and you have the opportunity to build upon it, which is a key rule in improv, versus no, because that cuts off the acknowledgement of their idea, and a but is who was it that the grandfather of modern improv said, if everyone in the world did improv, there would never be another war, because the basis of improv is agreeing. You have to agree. You validate somebody's idea, and then you build on it. So it's it's helped me through many a conversation with folks, because people want to be listened to. People want to be heard, and they want their ideas to be given a chance to breathe. And so, how do you do that in a collaborative effort? I think it just takes practice.
Wow. Every time my wife and I go to an improv show, I always imagine myself on stage, and I almost get anxiety because I'm like, damn, how are they coming up with this stuff like so fast? And I think that that's cool that you said that you're able to mirror that in real life. Looks like we got a comment. Yes, authentic. How do you say that word?
Authenticity is so important. Thank you, Alex.
My man Alex. you and I were talking before we started the show, and you were talking about your employees, the people that are on your team. You think that it's important that they show up who they are. Do you think that that's had a lot to do with the success that you've had in your business?
Absolutely, absolutely. And why I was saying that it's so critical to share that, it's really a sign of trust.
Mhm.
When we're producing work for people, we have to be able to, one, own it, and if it's not good, we have to be able to have that space to say, yo, that sucks. That's trash, dog. you know?
So
And
y'all that?
well, yeah, well, it's loving. It's like
Love
it's it done in a loving manner. I mean, it's all good. No one's gonna no one's gonna die if we don't, make the perfect commercial. Like we're pretty lucky, but we still love each other at the end of the day, right? We still got to look out for each other at the end of the day. We're still our brother's keeper at the end of the day. We're still just what we're working with is still just electrons and MP4 files, right? So in the end, you want to keep people that aren't like yes people, but they're the ones that will tell you who it is, and that's like family. Family might tell you something that you're not prepared to hear, but maybe you need to hear it, and it's still nested in love. And
Yeah.
if we all agree that if we want to get better, we've got to push and challenge. Like the best coach is not the one that says, um, "Okay," like doing where you're at is just perfectly fine. It doesn't make sense to me. Iron sharpens iron. And it's a family environment, and we keep it real. So it's like that for me makes it so that that authenticity can shine, because we all have different backgrounds. We're all different. We have different lives outside of these walls.
Yeah.
The more that we're able to show that authentic side, all reflected in the work. Always.
Dude,
Waiting to use that one.
I was, man. Like you're one of my favorite guests already, bro. You're like a
Hey,
dream, my man. It's
yeah.
it's like a dream. Like straight up, because I feel like that's what's missing in the workplace. Like we show up and we go to this meeting, and we're based these all these meetings, and you hear one person, two people, maybe three people, they'll have ideas, but then you have the rest of the people in the meeting know that those ideas suck, right? They know that they suck and they won't say anything. And that's one thing when I first when I first left from the Marine Corps and came and was a civilian, I would raise my hand and be like, I think that's dumb. Why would we do that? And I had to learn how to be, candid with care. Uh,
Right.
do what was that something that you had to pick up to be able to say, "Hey, I don't think that that's good." And the reason that I'm asking you that question is because you brought up family, and I know that it's hard to tell family. Like if let's say if you got a sister or a wife and they say, "Hey, honey, does it look like I gained some weight?" And if you know that, yeah, maybe they gained about 5, 6 pounds or something, like, are you going to just be like, "Yup"? Is that how you roll? I like it if it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, there are some agreements, right? We're not here to hurt each other, but we're also not here to let each other slide. And so the agreement is, if we want to do better, we've got to accept, I always say fall forward. So you're allowed to make mistakes. We're going to make a million, okay? And the only types of mistakes you're not allowed to make are the ones that you don't learn from. So if you're going to make a mistake, make a big one, and please learn something from it. But at
Yeah.
the same time, as you're going to be pushing the boundaries of what's possible with your team or what you want to add, it's part of it. And grace goes a long way. I might tell you I don't like something, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you I care for you as a person, right? And we're here
For sure.
committed to the work, and that's what's most important. because, you know, that's what's going to help our company grow is the work that we put out. That's the evidence that we provide that we are excellent and worthwhile as a company.
Oh, I love that. And the reason why I love it, because it sounds like y'all are creating that space. Y'all are a model at what companies should be like. I'm guessing that you're not one of the employers that like read their employees' emails and stuff like that. What do you think about that kind of stuff?
Well, what purpose does that serve? Because then I'm not being a lead. I'm not, you know, people are going to follow if you lead by example in the proper way. If you model good behavior, your kids are going to learn it by seeing you and watching you. You could tell them a million things like that, you know, do as I say, not as I do. But, you know, I feel like as it relates to the workplace, you know, being bold is really important. It's really critical. And, you know, like I said, I mean, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to do all that, but, you know, we still have an obligation. I mean, we share meals together as a team, you know, and talk and BS and crack jokes. And, like, we want to make better content. We want to step out of that comfort, you know, and a lot of that is just sometimes you got to be raw. Sometimes, you know, there's times that I have cried in my office amongst my team, and I had hands on my shoulders. I had a hug, you know, because it's okay to show vulnerability here, and we still have a job to do. So it's like that balance, you know. It's really fostering. How do you foster people and make sure the work gets done?
Wow. And that's definitely a testament to the culture that you all have created, because dude, if you were a boss, right? Because to me, the boss is a bad word. If you were a boss, they would be like, "Oh, look at that dude in there in his office crying." I've had those environments where I would see the person that I'm reporting to upset, and I genuinely cared, and I genuinely cared because that person genuinely cared
Mhm.
about me. Man, that says a lot about your leadership. Where did you learn that from?
I think failing. I
Yeah.
think failing in relationships, failing, just period, failing. You know, falling forward, failing forward. Um, you know, I've a lot of the leadership style that I think that I model was probably from my high school track coach, Rich Brown, who is, you know, he's brought on just he's a testament to the powerful running community. You know, I still run. You know, I ran through college, put me through college, and he was always modeling good behavior and would run with us. So it's like if you got time to do this, you got time to run. You got energy. If you got energy to complain, then you got energy to get the work done. And so you know, typically athletic coaches have been those leaders. You know, I like the jovial spirit of Pete Carroll, you know, um, you know, just other thought leaders. You know, I like the tenacity of Gary V, and
Yeah.
I like the consciousness of Neil Tyson deGrasse. You know, it's just a matter of like, where do you apply this? You know, how do you, you know, if everybody's buying in, then we're going somewhere. It's when you lose that buy-in that, you know, maybe this isn't the fit. Like I want people to be here as much as they want to be here. And if it's not a place that they want to be, then let's talk about growth opportunities. Let's talk about getting people to where they want to be. And I will help them even beyond Porcupine Media,
Cool.
to find that true fulfillment, because that's what real leaders do. They don't stop leading, right?
Yeah.
And you have to, like I said, strike that balance, because we've got a job to do, and we're working with human capital, human beings, you know. And so, you know, like, how do you want to be treated?
Dude, that's interesting that you say that, because I remember when one person would put in their notice at work, it was almost like they were ostracized. And to be completely honest, man, I remember when somebody would quit, I would almost feel some type of way too. Like, man, they're leaving us. Like, what's up with that? But then that thing start clicking in, that thing that you're talking about where, dude, it's about them, it's about their life. How do we further support them in their journey? Because they might come back, and when they come back, they might have way more goods with them than what they had when they left. And you mentioned Gary V style, and I was actually watching an interview with somebody that he fired, and I thought that was interesting because, or let go, or what's the other word that we call it? Let go,
terminated.
Oh, he just got turned. When I hear that word, I don't know why. I just imagine like a freaking axe and then a head rolling down the hall. I don't know why I think turn. Yeah, video game style.
Guillotine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this person was saying that they loved him. They is saying that they respect him. And it's just like, I immediately thought they must have let him go the right way. Have you ever been let go the wrong way?
Oh, absolutely. You know, right out of college, I worked for financial institutions, and you know, I got into nonprofit, and I was the nonprofit industrial complex is a real thing. You know, there are all sorts of people that should not be leading in nonprofit life. There's absolute people you've got to replace yourself. You know, and bad leaders will always look outward instead of inward, you know. And that to me says a lot about the individual, right? And I think in those moments of failure, or you know, termination, you have the opportunity to learn about yourself and come back. The best way that you can make somebody feel bad is just stay shining. Like, you know, you don't even got to look back. You ain't even got to hold that animosity, you know. And for a while, I was like, I thought just being mad at this person is going to somehow change the scenario. But then when you recognize that, like, they did you a favor,
Yes,
you don't got to carry around that burden of a crappy leader anymore. You ain't got to make excuses for them. You ain't got to make excuses for yourself. It's the opportunity to get real with yourself. And to me, that's priceless. You know, you couldn't learn that any other way, I think, in life sometimes. And you know, I still love all the work that a lot of nonprofits do. And I was you know, I got hired a couple times to go speak to larger groups of nonprofits to teach them about how you know, volunteer engagement is a critical way to you know, grow your nonprofit. That, you know, there's ways to recruit and there's ways to keep. And I think that some nonprofits are very unskilled in retaining volunteers, and there's others that are totally awesome and they're doing the right thing. And you know, at that point, you know, when I was like, I think I want to get out of nonprofit. Like, I was using a lot of film and a lot of video content to help recruit, and I was like, I love this because the possibilities are endless with this. This is something everyone can use, you know.
right now,
Yeah, and so it was, you know, I'm not even mad. I have no. I wish, you know, that person that let me go, awesome. Like, you guys keep on doing you because I'm doing me. And I feel so thankful for that, like, opportunity to get fired.
yeah. You got to be pissed a little bit though.
Yeah. Nothing a little music can't take care of, or you know, song or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I remember when I got fired. I was in high school, right?
Mhm.
And I was working for the steel mill, and where I'm from, That's like the premier job. Everybody wants to work at the steel mill. I'm from Indiana. And
oh, I got family there.
you got
they all
family?
work in steel too.
They all work. What part of Indiana?
North Bend.
Okay, I'm from Gary, Indiana. I used to do a lot of work a few years ago. I used to do a lot of work in that area. So yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's like the creme de la creme, man.
Yep.
And I got a job working there. I was working in high school, and man, I'm about to get myself in trouble. I wasn't supposed to be working there, right? And somebody had hooked me up. I'm in high school, I probably was like 16, working with dudes that's like 45. I didn't have a permit to work, but I never went to work. I hated the job, but for whatever reason, I stayed there because I would get a little bit of money. I wouldn't necessarily get all of my paycheck because I never went. But when they finally fired me, I was just like, yes, yes, because I knew that working in that job wasn't my purpose. I just didn't have enough gall and enough gumption to say, dude, I shouldn't be working there. I should just go to school. My mom was right. I was wasting my life like working that young anyway. I should have been enjoying it. But look like sorry, man. Hello, everyone. Wow, folks from Romania. Hey, hey, hey.
Hola, Romania.
100% true. Leaders don't stop leading and they care about your growth and progression. Absolutely. Man, we got some good engagement in here. If y'all got any questions from Miguel, please, please, please put them in the comments and we'll get to you. I know we got a lot of content creators in the room right now. Look at Miguel's stuff. Do you do remote work at all?
What do you mean?
Like as far as like if I live in Romania and I'm like, hey, dude, I need you to edit this stuff. Can you edit this stuff for me? Or can you produce this live stream? Do y'all do that kind of stuff?
I don't, to be honest, if I want to meet somebody in person, if we're going to work together, because I want them to know what I stand for, and I want to understand what they stand for. And a lot of that comes through body language and sitting down and having communication, breaking bread, drinking a cup of coffee, because
Or
yeah, or a nice cold beer or something like that,
Yeah.
and really making that connection, because we're still artists, we're still creatives, and we don't think the way that most people think. So we got to know that we can trust you. We got to know that we can connect in an honest fashion, and that you're going to commit to what we say we're going to do together. Because we're bringing you along, as we say, join the prickle. That's a group of porcupine is called a prickle. So you join the prickle, and
I know that.
yeah. And so we want the whole person to show up, because the coolest thing that I like is sitting down, going through a creative session with somebody, and all I do is ask questions. All I do is sit there. Me and Logan will just sit there, and you have this human being that comes in for one thing with one expectation, and they're like scouring all the parts of their brain, and you see this like childlike candor come out, and they're like, and then I want to do this, and I always thought, and it's, you give the people this space to dream. So we call them dream sessions, right? Because it's like basically, like, there was this designer for I think it was a Northrop Grumman, who said it's only when we are bold in our design can we be conservative in the details. Meaning, like, when they were thinking of the some of their most magnificent aircraft. Like, I'm an av geek. I love planes. I love cars, and all that. And it's when you can push somebody to like some part of that they didn't even think they knew or just had that space. Then we can go, okay, it sounds like you have this thing that you've always wanted to kind of develop, and so it's like bringing this person to their idea, and it's like, how do we meld these two, and still do what we do, but like we have to be bold in our creative thoughts. And so I just love those sit downs and those types of interactions. So doing remote work, just fly us out to Romania, and we'll do work, or be cool, be awesome, and hire a local Romanian media company and support your local media industry is what I would say. But
That's a good way to say no.
but like if Pepsi wants us to do something, we're gonna go out and go hang out with Pepsi, or like Dave Chappelle said, we'll do commercials for Pepsi and Coke,
Wow, I like that. Have you ever had to say no, even if they're local or whatever? Have you ever had to say no to somebody because you just didn't get the warm and fuzzy from them as far as the company's culture or their personality? Like have you ever said no?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I used to, like when you were starting up as a company, you're like, you gotta, you eat dirt for a little bit, man.
Mhm.
And as your content develops, as you have that growth as a company, you actually don't realize that you don't need all those little gigs. You don't need all the gigs. You need the right gigs. And that was the same thing with, touring and playing music professionally. I've done that since I was 17. And, I could go right now. You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Right. And
Yeah.
so we got to a point with our music as the Brown Edition, which if you're listening to on iTunes, you can actually listen to that album. So
I like how you dropped that. I love it, bro.
you can actually listen to that album. But we got to a point where we wouldn't pay for, play for anything less than, 5 Gs, or, or we don't want to put out our best hour of music, and it's like, you can get to that point. And I think that's just like, no is actually okay. You can be okay with no. And you're actually doing them and your team. Mostly I say no to protect my team, because if you have from the get-go somebody that's just like starts belittling your work, that's a sign of that they're going to be very difficult to work with. They're like, when they start talking down their project, and it's still a business. We still got to make money doing what we do, and we've found a unique way to do that. And that's by one being like extremely authentic and letting the work speak for itself. Like that is our evidence that we are a commercial film company, is our work. So you can judge us on anything else, but what does the work say? So yeah, no is actually, I mean, because sometimes people, they just get envious of like seeing, they're just keeping up with the Joneses, right? Like, oh, I saw my competitor down the road and they got a commercial and now I want one. And it's like, okay, when you start asking questions like, oh, what purpose will this serve? I don't know. I want it. I want it. And it's like, okay. And typically those people, I'm going to charge double.
I like that. So you're hearing this, right? He's saying
Yeah.
that you're going to say no to the customers that don't have purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's that's
Yeah.
that's deep.
Yeah.
I like that, because those are probably going to be the more difficult
Yeah.
people. Right?
Yeah. And it's like when you lead off, oh, sweet. Thanks, Gabe. When you,
I'm doing a Romania flex.
what's up? About to drop my mixtape in Romania? Not really, but I forget what we were saying.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I could try this now.
Go ahead.
No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot too. It's all good. I know what I was gonna say though, bro. I am in leadership love with you.
Hey,
Does that make you
respect?
does that make you uncomfortable?
Nope. I hug
Man.
my kids. I hug my brother. I hug my coworkers. And expressing. I think as men, we're trained to not show equal respect and reverence. We live in a society where domination is key, and our humanity is subverted, and it's it's been such a polarized, it's always been a polarized political environment since the inception of the United States. And so we have more values in common. Even if we had completely different political ideologies, we have more in common as human beings than we do anything else. And I believe that, we need to lead with that, because the rest is just going to get in the way from us connecting as human beings. So I'm also in leadership in love with you, Tony Taylor, and everyone needs to practice what you're practicing, and that's being vulnerable.
No, I have to. I mean, there was a time, bro. I remember when I was a kid, I would see other kids that had stuff, and I would
Mhm.
instantly be like, "Ugh, I can't believe that he got a new big wheel." I would be hating on him, big time. but But I noticed as an adult, it's so cool. Like I really, really, really get happy when I see other people killing it. Like sometimes I like for real jump for joy when I see somebody like one of my friends with a trophy, or they just got there was somebody, they just got like top LinkedIn voice, and I'm just like, oh my God, that is so freaking amazing. And I almost like cried because I knew their journey, right? They went from not being able to get on camera to now they're on camera, freaking killing it, right? But I that's something that I've always yearned for, to be happy for other people's success, and it's something that I had to practice. It didn't. I, I'm not saying that I was born a freaking hater. I'm not saying that,
Haters
but
got to eat too, man.
I know, but trying to come from a point of like being envious to a point to where I'm grateful to where I have, to where I can then be aware enough of myself to be grateful for what they have for them.
Mhm. Yeah, because you got to. It takes energy away to drop shade. So
Yeah, I want to
listen.
address something. What's up, Gabe? Is it weird that I'm watching 3 live streams right now? And it's not weird. I was just thinking about that before I went live. And it's like all of my freaking friends go live Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
Reggie, if you're watching this, come on, man. Give me a break. You got enough people watching. Give me some of that. Pedro, I seen you go live. You know I go live Thursday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So Gabe, tag Pedro because I'm about to talk bad about him. I just saw him go live. Well, maybe I'm tripping. I just looked at him.
Hey, we go live on Thursdays too,
Oh,
but we go live to Twitch.
at what
So,
time?
we go live with the Night Quill sessions. We just finished season 1. We're starting season 2 in January. So we've got a full lineup. We're doing 25 shows. So we're going to go from January 6th, 2022 to June 30th, 2022. So that's shows every Thursday. And so, on our YouTube channel, you can see all the past shows that we did for season 1. So we have comedy, music, and conversations. So we definitely have had comedians. So Sam Miller, Sam Ellefson, Gabriel Rutledge. So we had some great local comedians. And we also have feature like local artists and bands. And we also do a studio recording. So we do a live multi-track recording. We have a 25-person in-studio guest arena. And we do that in our B studio
And
just
you
over
have to be
here.
invited to this party, I heard. It's like
Absolutely.
exclusive.
Yeah. When we kick off, let's see, I think we have extra measures on the first show. The second show will be, I think, Dakota Poorman, badass country singer. Um, the third week will be hopefully the Rooster Tails. So they're like a rockabilly band. And then we just confirmed LA White for that fourth Thursday. So that's just like leading off the first of 4 Thursdays. It's going to be great. And we always have DJ Trademark there, who's actually going to be spinning tonight at the live stream for the Bridge Music Project. It's their flow case. So the team's all over there. And I'm enjoying myself right now. I was like, you guys need me? They're like, no, we got it covered. So I'm just enjoying this time here, because this is the arena that I love being in. And it's just like that sharing. And I just, obviously I talk a lot.
I love it, dude. I love it. You're inspiring the hell out of me, man. Tony's looking amazing too, getting better. I'm working. Wait, I just got getting better. No. No, man, I'm working on it. We just moved into our new space, so we're still, putting up green screens and doing all this stuff in here. Yeah, we're working on it. And damn, that covered my face up. What's up, Tony? First time checking you out live. What's up, Gregory? Loving it, my brother. Sharp young man that knows how to get his money. Yeah, getting that paper. That's the objective about business in this world. Everyone has a strategy, how to survive. Keep doing what you're doing to motivate people and stay on track. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Gregory. Man, I appreciate that. I love the background. It's gonna this is gonna be my post for tomorrow.
Awesome.
Gregory, you got the freaking, I'm like Mr. Wilson, right? Mr. Wilson, like on, damn, I can't think of the show. No, not Mr. Wilson. The dude on Home Improvement, that you could see him like.
Oh, yeah, Wilson. No, that's Wilson.
Wilson. Oh, I got it right. Oh, yeah.
The whole time you never see the bottom of his face. And then the very last episode, we're like, oh, that's what the bottom part of your face looks like? That's cool.
Oh, they actually showed him? I didn't know that.
Yeah, when on the very last episode of Home Improvement. That was a trip, man. That guy was always up to some weird stuff.
Yeah, why would you be looking over in your neighbor's freaking backyard? That's kind of creepy, but no, I love that character. That just goes to show you like how y'all do in film. Y'all can create these characters. If y'all just join in, Miguel is an actor. But y'all create like these characters and they have them moving in these different spaces and they don't even have to say much. You don't have to see them, but they're a focal point of the scenes. I learned that from school.
Yeah. It's right on. Yeah. It's funny, the more that you learn about acting, the more that it's not really about acting. It's corny to say, but it's like reacting, and it's actually, you have to be more authentic. So you have to be less fake. And some of the greatest acting performances are, The Dark Knight, where they sink into that. There's a certain degree of that method acting that really propels a character on the big screen. It's convincing because it's real to them, and I think that those are some of the best, performers. Same with comedians, it's like the stuff that makes people laugh the most is the stuff that is the most real, right? It's not like, I'm here to tell a one-line joke. Right. That don't work, man. People read right through it. So, yeah.
Well, that's amazing. You sound just like my professor. Full disclosure, she always tells me, she says, it seems like, and she says, you told me to be honest with you, so can I use you as an example? And I'm in front of the class, right? It seems like you're acting instead of reacting, like what you said. She's like, you're supposed to react to what the character says. And me, dude, I'm all trying to be like everybody else, like I'm in the theater and just like be that dude. But that's not the case. It's like, you're reacting to somebody slapping you in the face, not the fact that you need to be tough when you get slapped or whatever, but you're reacting to that other person. Let's see. So if you have large comments, change the brand. brand settings to a different layout, and it condenses the man. Gabe is the best. Let me tell you about this dude, man. Um, what he's doing is he's promoting like all of the live streamers, right? So all of my friends that are freaking live right now. I'm kind of. Does it seem like I'm mad about that?
Do you want my real answer, or do you want my?
I'll give you
on the Tony Taylor podcast, and you gotta be respectful.
No, you don't gotta be respectful. You don't gotta be respectful.
I think it's gonna change you for the better. That's what I think.
No, I love it. I actually, it's so funny when I start seeing people doing it. I was like, oh, okay, so that is a good time, and I'm like, okay, I'm in good company. But I was wondering, like, really why I was missing other people's live stream. I'm like, why do I miss them? And then I would talk to them on the phone. And they're like, oh, why do I miss? Oh, dude, because we're live at the same time. Anyway, Facebook, if you're watching, I need some comments to know that you're there. I feel like LinkedIn loves me more.
You know that you were asking about the comment that Gabe made. You know, it reminds me of my high school gym teacher who was just like, I believe he was a Marine, but he also looked like Mr. Clean, like straight up, like exactly like him. But he had the best saying, like the one that made me think about it was, it's like, everybody's got an asshole. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they stink, right? And so take it or leave it. You know, he'd also be the same one. It's like, you know, taking care of your business, right? He'd be like, your house is on fire and your neighbor's house is on fire. Whose house are you gonna worry about? And I was like, yo, this is deep. Oh,
yeah.
I never did football. I was like, man, I don't want to work with that guy.
No, that's funny you say that. We always remember the people that were in our lives in high school. I don't know why I always think about, like, I can tell you my bus driver in high school, Mr. Atwood. I can tell you my favorite principal. No, I can't. I hated her.
Who hurt you, Tony Taylor? Who hurt you?
She hurt me bad. We'll close up. We'll close up here in a second, man. I know I said 30 minutes, but
hey,
we're kicking it, man. I appreciate you.
Nice. What's up, Pedro?
What's up, Pedro? What's up, man? You probably heard me clowning you. It's not. They're lying, bro. I love you. I have nothing but admiration for you. I'm just kidding.
What's CHST stand for? That's what I know. Sounds like chistes, which are jokes. Pedro Maciel.
No, I should know that because I know it's safety. It's construction, health, and safety technician. Pedro, let me know if I got that right. Pedro's a good dude, man. We should check out his podcast too. It's X Factor of Safety podcast, and then he has X Factor of Safety Radio as well. Everything that I have as far as like my Roadcaster and everything that I have in here, dude, he hooks me up all the time. I mean, he's a real podcaster. I'm just pretending, man. Pedro's a good dude. Gabe's a good dude. Ingor, she's a good lady. I love all the people that are in the comments, man. Alex is amazing. My wife, you're amazing. I can't see your name. Who else we got? We got StreamYard. That's not. I'm tripping, man. Okay. Oh, greetings from India. Hey, what's up, my brother? It's good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate all of your comments on my posts. Gokul, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the support that you give me. It means a lot. And anybody that's watching, definitely appreciate the engagement. Construction. There you go, brother.
Sweet.
Construction health and safety technician. There we go.
I'm gonna give you 10 more minutes, man. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, man.
Why you bring it? And you're like, man, let's get the show going. But yeah, the nitty gritty. I'm glad you said that. I wanted to ask you, because like I said, dude, I'm in leadership love with you, right? And that's because like you're a leader, you know that is your job uh to serve. And I think that that's amazing. I also know that great leaders like yourself didn't just fall into being a great leader. You have had, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe this will be, maybe I will get this one wrong, but every person that I've ever interviewed or that I've ever worked under that have been a great leader, they have been through some shit. So obstacles, what obstacles have you had in your life, bro?
Well, I think
You asked for it.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
So
let's
here's
get the show on the road.
I one of the greatest life lessons in America that you don't know that is a blessing that you grow up thinking is a curse is uh grow up a person of color in America, and let's have a conversation about that. I grew up in a very, very not diverse town. Uh, my brother is in a wheelchair, spina bifida,
Oh, wow.
stacking cards there. You know, um, we were one of the few Mexican families in that town, and now it's like there's quite a bit more folks of color. Um, but having to have a sense of humor about things that you can't change. So, there's always the comments of you're just Mexican or you're just this or you guys are poor.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that I had to grow tough skin. And I mean that was a huge. I struggled to validate myself, and on top of having braces and messed up teeth, from basically like
They look beautiful to me, bro.
I 6 years of braces, I got them off my senior year, and then that's like, just some of those things, it's like I had my, butterfly moment, right? Growing up with a strong sense of who you are, and I thank my parents for making us so proud of our culture. And you can't really know where you're going if you don't know where you've been, right?
Mm.
Is one thing that I remember my Theo saying. And music has always been a way that our family has survived. I have it. I have this. You can't see the wall behind my computer is shows that I've done, acting. Getting signed. The Brown Edition got signed. Like these. We've always used music to persevere in our family. On my mom's side, we have Grammy Award-winning musicians. We have lifelong musicians. My grandfather, he was like Mexican Joe Jackson, and all his kids played music. So in our family, it wasn't if you were going to play music, it's when are you going to play music, and what are you going to do with it. And that was a big it was a big thing to me. And my grandfather was a huge motivating factor to me in like persevering. And always just you asked me, tienes ganas, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the willingness. And so like I carry around this picture of my grandfather. I don't know if you can see it.
yeah, yeah,
Just chilling, right?
yeah.
Just always hair did up every day,
He
and
look,
I'm wearing a beanie today, but my hair is always tip top, got to keep the fade. Um, because, how you carry yourself is the opportunity for your next big breakthrough, right? So, always style is always a big thing in our way. So music's always been a way to work around obstacles. You can always sing a song, through breakups, through everything. I made this post on Facebook the other day. It was like, girls always want a song written for them, just as long as it's not about them, right? And it's true. It's true because love songs are real, man. They come from a place of hurt, and everybody wants that little sparkly gem, right? But then when it gets real, it's like, I didn't sign up for that.
yeah,
But those instances growing up, having to deal with like overt racism, not only from like other kids, but from teachers.
damn.
Like I remember I was in 6th grade. they were doing partner dancing, right? You know, so you got to go to PE and they do this partner dancing, and I wasn't down with it because, like, you know, like in our family we actually dance, you know, like I love to dance salsa, I love, you know, corridos, polkas, all those types of things. Um, but this PE teacher, he's like, you have to go, you have to be a partner with this other person, and that girl, she was wearing a wedding dress to school that day, and I was like, no way, like I don't want to do that. And he turns to me and he goes, okay, Miguel. He goes, what if one day when you're working at McDonald's and the person behind you doesn't like Mexicans? And I was like, word? It'd be like that. Partner dancing is like that. And
Whoa.
so at a young age, there are people reminding you that you're different.
Yeah.
And I think the opportunity there is to show them how you're different in a good way. And so, you know, do you have the willingness to be great? Tienes ganas. You know, my dad always said that to us, you know. And my parents, you know, they were farm workers, you know, at a young age. They had to wake up 4 a.m, go do really difficult agricultural work, go to school, go back to the fields, go home and do homework, practice music. You know, there's a lot of discipline in it that they had to absorb, that they passed on to us. Being diligent, being conscious. You know, one thing I really appreciate that my parents always did for us, me and my brother, is that they would introduce us to other adults when we were little kids and make us shake their hand, and you know, like greet them in Spanish if you know it was some of their compadres or comadres, you know, and you know, they would bring you into how adults have conversation, right? And that's something that I really, really am grateful and have a lot of gratitude, because that's what I teach my children. I have 3 daughters. These are my twin daughters.
Beautiful. You got twins, bro. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's amazing. I mean, that taught me a lot about myself too. But you know, it's just like I'm teaching them to be advocates for themselves, and I think that that's really, when kind of spinning it back to, you know, the work environment, that type of stuff. How can I be an advocate for my team, and how can I support my team in advocating for themselves? And I just, like, it builds trust. You're allowed to be authentic. People are actually able to talk about how they feel, and so, you know, I'm thankful for those things that hurt me, because it was an opportunity. It was my opportunity to grow as a human being. So, yeah, that's
Damn.
what I think.
I love it. I love it. Willingness to be great. When I reached out to you and I asked you, what's your favorite quote? I found a bunch of different stuff through Google Translator. I even had my wife looking it up for me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then you told me a couple different variations. And I'm like, okay, that's the title.
yeah,
I like that. Willingness to be great.
yeah. And like, uh, some the context is always important for when you say stuff in Spanish. So
Mhm.
tienes ganas, it's like, do you have guts? So there's kind of that little, ganas is like to win. So ganar is to win. So ganas, you know, so like there's some interplay there. Um, but mostly it's like, do you have what it takes? Are you gonna do what it takes? Um, you know, I guess it's like I've been a lifelong runner. You know, running got me through college. You know, and I've learned a lot of lessons from my coaches. You know, it's like, where are you going to spend your energy? Are you going to spend your energy being sad that you didn't make that 800-meter time, or are you going to just spend that same energy working towards that 800-meter time? You know, what are you going to do to change that? And I think
Wow.
do you have the willingness to put in the work to change what you do not like?
Wow. That's great, man. One last question. What's that one thing, right, when your life is gone, that one statement, that one feeling that you would want everybody that's in your life, what's that feeling? Like, what do you want your legacy to be when you're gone?
It's gonna sound really weird, but I wouldn't mind if if I got that reaction, kind of like like a dog farts and scares itself, right? The dog goes, "Is that me?" Because
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of want people to like have that like flood of unexpected laughter and just like joy, because it's so, yeah, I mean, not even the dog is expecting it. I don't know why, but I want people to just have that burst of laughter, that childlike joy. Like when I walk off this earth, I want people to be laughing. Like
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to be known as the guy. He's so serious. He's so, ooh. It's like I have a business mode, but it's nestled in between, marshmallow mode, and just chilling, and I want people to think that that dude was all right, like sitting
Yeah.
around, he's okay, never hurt nobody too bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad. I love it. Man, dude, that's good, man. That's really good. Man, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to freaking hang out with me. I know your team is out there working. You're eager to go with them to help. That's what this show is about. You leading from the front or wherever you need to lead at, dude. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, man. From the bottom of my heart, it means
Same.
a lot to me. I'm gonna show the viewers a short clip of your content, and then I will let you go, brother.
Okay, sounds good.
Super dope. Super dope. Yeah, dude. Thank
Yeah,
you, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna close out. Maybe you go with me sending you a text really quick when we get done. I'm gonna go a little bit longer live really quick.
absolutely. And I want folks to give us a follow on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, catch Sticky Notes, our podcast. Follow the Night Cool sessions on Twitch. And Yeah, I mean, and then of course we got a show on Instagram every Monday called The Morning Clatter, which is sponsored by a veteran service organization called leavingthesideline.org, which serves first responders and folks that have formerly served. So, check those shows out. I love doing interviews. I love sharing space. I love sharing conversation, and that's a lot about some of that content that we produce. And so I would just if anybody out there does that one thing, just give us a follow on Instagram, because those things matter, so we can reach a wider audience for sure.
What's your Instagram handle again?
The Porcupine Media.
The Porcupine Media.
The
Thank you so
Porcupine
much.
Media. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate
Thank
your
you,
time,
Tony.
brother. All
Yeah.
right.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
All right. All right. Ah, that was so good. That was so good. Um, if there's anything that I could say that I learned from Miguel's story, I mean, just look at the title of the show. Tienes Ganas. Do you have guts? Do you have the willingness to be great? And I think that's a important question, because everybody has goals. If you're alive, you got some kind of goal. But with that goal, are you willing to do what it takes to get to the next level? Are you willing to go on the journey of seeking and finding your purpose? That's a tough question sometimes. It's a really tough question. So next week, Thursday, next week, Thursday, we won't have a live because it's Thanksgiving. But I'm super excited for the lineup that we got coming. I have a really good friend of mine. I just met him not too long ago. Dennis Walters. He just made it to the Hall of Fame of professional golf, and this dude is so freaking inspiring. I mean, I say that about a lot of people. There's a lot of people that inspire me. I was telling my daughters, oh, I just met this guy. He's really cool. His story is phenomenal. And they're like, my oldest daughter, Sanaya, she's like, yeah, okay, Dad. You know, you say that all the time, that whole deal. And I showed her this clip that I'm getting ready to show y'all. And she goes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's the real deal. He's inspiring. So check it out. Let's see.
Dennis is an inspiration to anybody who sees him. You look at him and you say, wow.
He inspires so many people.
I marvel at how well he does his work when I see him swing a golf club.
There's always light at the end of the tunnel. I just love this guy so much.
An elite golfer, Dennis Walters was getting ready to join the PGA Tour.
He's a great high school player, great junior player. He went to North Texas State University and played there for them. His goal obviously was to get to the PGA Tour. I believe that Dennis Walters would have been the finest player ever to come out of the state of New Jersey.
And then suddenly, something happened that changed his life forever.
He said, Ralph, come quick. Somebody flipped a golf cart. I think it's Dennis. So he said, Ralph, it's serious. I can't move my legs.
But when the doctor said, you're never going to play golf again, that made him angry.
But Dennis never quit.
I figured I was never going to accomplish anything when I was laying in that hospital bed. And I figured if I get out of this, I'm going to never give up trying to figure out a way that I could play golf.
His rescue dogs have always helped Dennis, both at home and on the course.
Never let anyone tell you that your dream is impossible.
Dennis Walters pioneered adaptive golf for people with disabilities.
And if your dream does not work out, that's okay.
Yeah, baby.
Get a new dream.
There you have it. Dennis Walters. Man, what an incredible story. What an incredible story. He's on his way to like legit being a PGA pro. Right? A freak accident happened. There's so many different people that I know that when stuff like that happened in their life, they're done. Not Dennis. Not Dennis. He actually made it to the Hall of Fame without even being a professional golfer. Like, he is so incredible, so incredible. You heard all the things that Jack Nicklaus was saying about him, the things that Tiger Woods was saying about him. And now I'm telling y'all right now, this is a solid dude. If you're having some issues and you're just like, oh God, why me? Why am I going through the things that I'm going through? Check out his story. Check out his story. Dennis wants me to let you know his story is dropping on the Golf Channel November 22nd, 8 p.m. and November 24th at 5 p.m. Check it out. This story is incredible. I got to watch a little bit more of it, and dude, I couldn't stop crying watching it. So I hope y'all have a good day. I hope that you learned a lot from Miguel's story. I've certainly learned a lot just from listening to him. I'm so inspired by him. I'm inspired by all of the guests that we have on this show. Like, I really believe this. I believe that I have the best guests in podcasting, and that's not being cocky. That's me just knowing, like, these people are freaking phenomenal, and I'm truly inspired by them. I'm truly inspired by the community that we've been able to bring together. Everybody that's been in the comments, man, like, from the bottom of my heart, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm interviewing Adam Bratz tomorrow, 5 p.m. Y'all take care. Peace.